the final weekend of the regular season of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, a key volleyball matchup right here in southwestern Connecticut, as today Niagara University takes on Fairfield in a matchup of two teams rather close in the conference standings. Take a look now at those standings at Fairfield Niagara, neck and neck right now, trying to figure out the best route to get themselves back to the top in the conference tournament, which is only just 1 week away. And a pleasant good afternoon alongside Allison Gaskins. My name is JJ Dugan Allison. These two teams played a rather close match up in Niagara a few weeks ago. It was the Purple Eagles that took it, but now when we look at the final week of the regular season, both teams need a result today to get that form going into the conference tournament.
This is what it all comes down to. The last two matches of the regular season. Last chance, JJ, for both programs to settle down, find their rhythm, and make any adjustments before heading into the MAC tournament play.
Well, one of those players that's going to need to get their form right at that top level for Niagara is their middle, Grace Hedersheet, who's both excellent in the front row and on the service line.
Biggest reason why Niagara was able to take Fairfield down earlier this year in 3 sets is because they forced Fairfield to just a .072 hitting percentage. You have to watch out for Hedersheet at the back line. She is able to throw the Stags out of system, leads her team with 21 service aces, and also adds a big presence in the center of the net, standing at 6'3".
For Fairfield, this is a team that's been riddled by injuries, but they're getting some key players back. One of those, Lucy Albertson, a big presence in the front row.
Albertson unable to play the last two matches against Siena and Marist, but she is back and the Stags are happy to have her. She is third in the MAC right now in hitting percentage as well as in blocks.
Well, it's a key contest for both of these sides, and we'll have the action for you coming up next. You're watching Fairfield and Niagara Volleyball, and it's next on ESPN+. The Fairfield team that struggled in the opening 2 sets, but Niagara right now, they're hitting in the negatives.
They're all watching us on ESPN Plus right now on those phones.
Oh, absolutely. Fairfield women's basketball team, after a victory away to Richmond, they're making sure to check in all the insights here, as well as on the ESPN app as that one goes down. So Fairfield now up by 5. And Alexis Rich. I'll say this much. Rich, again, she gets a lot of work, match in, match out. She has had 30 more assists in a game now 20 times this season.
That also shows that the Stags are able to force their attacking in system. When Rich is able to get those second touches and the assist, that's when the program works best.
Set near side header sheet was covered in the middle, and Williams and rips that one through.
Such a high volleyball IQ coming from Williams. You see every single time she gets a touch on the ball, she looks at the block, she finds the seam, and she breaks through it every single time right there. She's even reaching slightly outside of her body line to that right side and still redirects the ball through it.
Williams just started her day in the 3rd set. She has now accrued 6 kills and now picking up her 2nd block along with Caitlin Fisher. Rich, in addition to her now 53 assists, she's got 17 digs on the day. As Fairfield now seeming to get everything off the response from Niagara.
Wow,
again, it's Williams.
Williams with only 2 errors. And some big kills for the Stags, hitting at .455. Very efficient.
You have to wonder, Todd Kress, what are you leaving Williams on the bench for in the first 2 sets? This is great production here by the Fairfield middle. As another swing goes into the net from Niagara, and all of a sudden here, Allison, we're looking like we're going 5.
Fairfield able to climb up to a 9-point lead. I had to do a quick math in my head, JJ, but they are looking very strong here in the 4th set.
Well, this is the largest lead that any team has had in the match thus far. As Garcia gonna make a 10 cross-court swing, the no chance for Wright to bring it up. All of a sudden, the tires have just come way off for Niagara here.
Stags proving that slow and steady can win the race. They're coming into their own at the top of that 3rd set and really, really connecting well here in the 4th.
Rich couldn't slide that one inside the line, so point and the side out to the Purple Eagles. It'll be Stroyer to serve. Purple Eagles, they've only taken 29 attempts in this set. They have had just 3 kills. That is not getting the job done. Garcia in rhythm, got a lot of the net with that one.
We saw that in the first set also by the Purple Eagles. They were relying on those errors committed by Fairfield for their points.
So Niagara showing a renaissance from the first 2 sets, taking over the overpass and dumping it down. And now at this stage here, it might be out of reach for Niagara to win this set, but they get the momentum now going into the 5th. They're going to be back in business. A couple of poor passes in a row for Fairfield, leading to a chance. Overpass, though. Fairfield will get a look here. Great tip from Garcia. And, wait, you heard the sound from that one, right? It still had the same thud if it was coming off 100 miles an hour in her hand.
She still makes great contact, and she always does that. She's able to change up her pace of play in the speed at which she contacts the ball. She always makes that meaty contact with the ball, but yes, able to adjust depending on what is set up on the opponent's side.
And ultimately, that's the perfect changeup in baseball, right? Make it look like it's coming a fastball, and then all of a sudden it's 20 miles an hour slower. That swing goes out of bounds. It's Emily Wright, the junior libero for the Purple Eagles. Trying to calm things down the back row. She's got a team-high 16 digs on the day. Williams just pushing that one across. Now, if you're Fairfield here in the last few points, you have to stay full foot on the throttle. They'll go to Fisher. Carroll, great reaction, but overpass, and Fisher puts it away.
Fisher getting on top of the ball. All she needed was just a slight redirection, and she's able to do that.
How about this from Fairfield? A couple of players, in fact 3, are within 3 digs or less of going 20 digs or more.
Wow.
One of those being Garcia. She could have a 20-20 game today. That one ripped by Fisher. Now Fairfield, 10 set points coming.
Perfect placement there by Fisher. Great read. She went cross court. She found the seam and drove right into it.
So Rodin with a number of set points on her serve. Momentary silence from Mary Reddle. Picks up her 9th kill. In fact, remember for Niagara, it's only Leach in double digits. Everybody else, 9 or fewer.
That's because they haven't been focusing on their attack as much as they've been reaping the benefits of the Fairfield mistakes.
Callan with the tip. And that ball went over the scoreboard, and you can't do that. So point Fairfield, and they take the 5th set impressively at 25-15. So here we go. The ultimate decider in the 5th set, 1st to 15. We'll have it for you in a moment here on ESPN+.